So the other day, I had a one-on-one call with one of my clients, and she asked me at the end of the call, what is the number one thing that I'm doing that is allowing me to create what I create in the way that I'm showing up? Basically, my identity and lifestyle, what's the determining factor? That's how I took it. And that let me think for a moment, and I didn't want to think too long because anything that came up at that moment is what I wanted to share. And the answer that I gave it to her, I wanted to share this because I think it's really relevant for all of us. One thing that I really focus on and practice more than anything else is to choose to stay in the energy of expansion. So, people might ask you, what's the secret of success? What's the secret of happiness? What's the secret of being in alignment with the soul's purpose? But after all, we are all humans. So we have this biological component that wants to react, wants to defend, wants to lean into the fear part of us. That's the survival mind. That's the role and the function of the survival mind that makes many people stuck in this sort of stagnant energy. Things that appears to be negative showed up in their life, and people sort of slip into this fear-based energy, and that applies to everywhere, right? So in your relationship, in your work environment, in your family environment, in your business, in your everywhere, in your neighborhood even, right? And I think when I sort of voiced my answer, I felt really I felt like it was a perfect answer. So this is something that I would love for everybody to consider because we are constantly at the intersection of choosing what can feel empower us or what can feel disempower us. So we want to make a decision to not to let the outside be the power to create our inner experience. The outside event and the inside experience are two different things, right? And first of all, most people don't have a discernment between the two. So when something bad happens, you feel bad about it, right? But your internal experience is being filtered through that information from the outside might come in, but it's being filtered through something called perception. And perception is a reflection of your belief about yourself, about life, and about the world. And in that moment, we all have a moment to choose to stay in the empower, expansive energy. Expansion is such a wonderful word because it makes us feel good, right? And the more the mind can choose to be in an expansive state. You are aligning the mind with the essence, the quality of the soul. Yeah. And the more you practice that in any given moment, that becomes your default and the habit. And I truly believe that, I thought about later, was there any different answer that I could have given to her, right? But this is the best answer that I could have given to her that came to me at that moment. The most important thing in the spiritual path, the alignment of the soul and the mindset, all of the above, that is important to us, for us, is to constantly choose to stay in the energy of expansion. And it is a choice. It is available to us, no matter how the situation and the consequence might be challenging. That choice in the moment to stay in the energy of expansion is available to us. Now, let me give you another layer of this conversation. It requires an effort at the beginning because allowing the survival mind to react to the outside, allowing the past present patterns to voice something in the moment is easy in that moment. But then if that becomes, a default mode and you keep doing that, life becomes not easy. You will feel like you're struggling and you will feel like you're suffering. So at the beginning, to step back from the consequence and step back from your own inner dialogue, what you want to do is to zoom out and to become aware of the moment and then to become aware that there's a choice to stay in expansion, right? And then the more you sort of frame your mind, and the more you refine that, and the more you polish that ability to catch your moment of choice internally, to lean into and move into that expansion, that becomes your habit, that becomes your mood, that becomes your identity, and that becomes a way of living. So can we choose to stay in the energy of expansion, and can we make that as a way of living, is the ultimate spiritual mindset, soul alignment practice. So there you have it. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll see you in the next video.